Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Woodhouse has just run his 100th ultra marathon! So what this means is that Paul becomes one of the very few triple agents. And what that means is that Paul has now run 100 half marathons, 100 marathons, and 100 ultra marathons. So when this presentation is concluded, he will be the proud owner of every single one of the 100 battens that we have. And I think, I haven't absolutely checked the stat, but I think as far as I know, there are less than a handful of triple agents. So you're certainly about the third or fourth, I think, to actually have ever done the triple agent. So that is an awesome achievement. So Paul's first ever ultra marathon was back in January 2020, 26th of January 2020, with our good friends over at West Sussex, I think, the Dark Star, which was a 28 miler, I think, 28.2 miler. So it started off with a cheeky 28.2 mile ultra back in 2020. What I think is probably the most astounding statistic that Paul has in his arsenal of statistics is the fact that of his 100 ultra marathons, 67 of them have been done in this calendar year. So I think you did a couple in 2020, might only have been one in 2020, and there's even a year in there, 2024 I think, where you're obviously focusing on half the marathons. You didn't do any ultra marathons. So you certainly picked up the pace and done a hell of a lot of ultras, so 67 in the last calendar year, which puts Paul on track to basically, hopefully, if it keeps going at this rate by the end of the year, we won't tempt fate too much, but set some records, shall we say, in terms of ultra marathon and ultra marathons run within a 12-month period, which is absolutely awesome. And look at him. He was twice the man at the beginning of the year, so you're definitely good for it, Paul. I'll tell you that. So, and within those ultras, as you, I guess, expect, if you've done 67 in the year, there's quite a lot of multi-day stuff in there. So recently, you've done the 10 in 10 up at Great Barrow. I think 8 of those were ultras, and probably a couple of marathons in there. You've done our 12 in 12, which were all ultra marathons. You've done one of our 10 in 10s, I think, as well, on top of the 12 in 12, which are all ultra marathons. There's an awful lot of multi-day running in there. And one of the things that I know you all know that I like to do is turn people's journey to 100 of pretty much anything into a unique pin number. And yours, Paul, is 2386, so 2,386. Not a very big number, actually, is your unique pin number, which is 6 years, 6 months, and 13 days. So 6.5 years to do 100 ultras, but as we've already established, actually most of them have been done in the last 7 odd months. Because if you've done 67 this year already, you probably worked out we're only in August. So there's plenty of scope to get a few more tucked in before the end of 2026. So absolutely awesome, Paul. We have, of course, got some accolades to say, A, thank you for celebrating your 100th Ultra Day with us, and B, to congratulate you on such an awesome achievement. So I'll start with the club-coloured wings. So these ones are green and silver. So that is for the 100 Ultras. We have, of course, got the baton. And one of the things you might not know about Paul is not only does he do an awful lot of running, but he also does an awful lot of volunteering. So he manages to find time to marshal and do all sorts of other stuff in between. So I happen to know that when I was over at Paul's house on this Wednesday just gone, getting my top up for my first aid course, which Paul also supports Phoenix running with, I noticed up on the top shelf in your lounge, you had a rather nice orange one of these for the 100 half marathon club, a rather nice blue one of these. So now you're going to have a green one to go centre with 100 ultra marathons in on it. So that is your triple agent full set, Paul.
Thank you very much.
And then last but definitely not least, we have got the 100 Ultra Club t-shirt to welcome you into the 100 Ultra Marathon Club. So I've got one of these. My very great pleasure to pass that over to you, Paul. There we go. Let me just shake your hand to welcome you into the club. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Woodhouse, 100 Ultra Marathon.
Yay!
And one last thing. Oh, come on over. I'm going to exit this way.
Hold that for you.
Oh, thank you.
Open this one, let me hold that for you.
Thank you.
Because you're one of a kind.
Open it up, Paul.
Yeah. I just want to thank everyone for being here today, and I've obviously had messages from those who can't be here today. I just love this community. My motto is always not what can you take from the community, but what can you give back. And I've had many years of joy, and I just want to have lots more in giving back to the community and making good friends and meeting fellow runners. Thank you.